I'm so excited to do this with you guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and also be sure to call in. So the phone lines are officially open now, and you can call that number that is right in the title of this video, and you can call in to ask me your questions when it comes to marketing, business, mindset, etc. So I'm just making sure that everything is working on our end. Obviously, this is new, something we're testing out. So want to make sure that it's all working for you guys. So the fan line is open, and you guys can call in. So I'm going to take the first caller right now. Also, before I do, make sure that you guys are giving this a like and make sure that you are sharing it out, because we're going to be answering a lot of really good questions on this live stream today. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the first caller. Let me just see who is on the line. Hello? Hello? Are you guys able to hear me? Okay, hang on one sec, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how this works. Give me one quick sec here. I am here, you guys. This is just all brand new, and I'm trying to figure out how we answer your call. Give me 1 second. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi, who's this?
Oh, hi, Sunny. This is Zach. How are you?
Hi, Zach. I'm good. How are you? This is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, more surreal, like when I've been following you for, about 6 months now, and actually getting you on the phone. I was waiting for an operator to say, okay, please hold.
No, it's me. It's me. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for being here. What's your question?
Sure. So, I've been following you for a while, like I said, and, I've watched a number of videos where you say, just start, you know, put content out there. And being a perfectionist, I definitely dragged my feet for a month or two. And so what I did, I just finished editing and doing the sound editing for a channel intro video. And I have an 8-week plan to just put content out there. And it's a financial services YouTube channel because I feel like I can add value and be somewhat of an authority, because I see a lot of other people having successful financial channels, and the difference is that I have 10 years experience as a financial advisor and wealth manager. So my question, I have this 8-week plan to just put content out, a series of topics, like the recession, pending potential recession, how history is kind of beginning to repeat itself, reflecting the crash of 1929 and 2008, 2009. And then, like you said, like series, like teaching the foundational financial services products, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, so on and so forth. So I have a 2-part question. At what point do you think that I should, or one should, begin to hone in on what content is working and start to focus time and energy on producing content? And then I guess the second part of that is if you could recommend any resources to begin my education on interpreting YouTube analytics, seeing that I am beginning and I can't hire someone to do that. So thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. That was a great question. And congratulations on deciding to start, because I know that's oftentimes the scariest thing. And I think a lot of people here would agree with that. And so I think you're definitely on the right track. And the fact that you're looking at this, I always say, look at it as a scientist. I really believe that every part of your business, your brand, your YouTube channel, etc., you should look at it as a scientist. And in my own journey, when I started on YouTube, I did not start with the intention of building this big community and building a brand and all that stuff. I had an offline business that was running and really didn't worry too much about like growing my subscribers and all that stuff. And I've actually never even really set subscriber goals, to be totally honest with you. And the thing for me was that I started kind of by
And I
accident.
haven't either.
Yeah. And I think that's honestly the best way to go into it because it is one big experiment. You are dealing with an algorithm. You are dealing with a platform that bases your videos and pushes your videos to get views based around how it categorizes you, how it knows where to put you in the algorithm, etc. So you are appeasing basically an algorithm at the end of the day. So I think you're on the right track as far as we call your first 8 videos really your testing phase. And so that's the best way to approach it because you have to get the content up and out there in order to see how it's actually going to perform. And so based on that, you then want to be paying very, very, very close attention to your metrics that matter for that first set of 8 videos. So everything from your CTR to your retention, to your watch time, to your views, velocity, and the amount of subscribers you're gaining from every video. That's what I call the metrics that matter. So that's what's most important because what you really want to pay attention to is of those 8 videos, which ones are driving the most subscribers to the channel, which ones are gaining the most views and velocity, because that tells you that there's higher demand for those topics. And then from there, you basically take those topics and you search them in YouTube or you search them on Google and you find different sort of relevant or related topics to that keyword to continue to double down and to accelerate your growth based on that. And as far as resources go, I mean, there's obviously a ton on my channel. So I have one video about YouTube analytics that I definitely recommend. But if you wanted to take that a step further, I do obviously highly recommend YouTube for Bosses, which is our 4-hour crash course on growing your YouTube channel. So I highly, highly recommend that. And you can get started just with like the free training to kind of better understand it at bossyoutubestrategy.com. So I swear I'm not trying to pitch here, but I do know how well our program works. And I think that that would be the best place for you to start because the other thing is too, even though those first 8 videos are like a testing phase, you still want to do them right. And you still want to do the research before you ever start recording, because if you're not doing the research, you're not going to figure out where to position yourself. And because there's so much content on YouTube and so much is being uploaded every single day, it's really easy to just get lost. And that's the biggest mistake new YouTubers make. They treat YouTube like it's Instagram or Facebook and these platforms where you get immediate attention, whereas YouTube generally it's like a longer play. And you also have to gamify it in some senses of like how you're going to position your content and also how you're going to be able to compete, which is why our whole system is based around high search volume, low competition, and then high views and velocity. So you can find basically a gap that you as a new YouTuber can fill and still get seen and still grow your channel rapidly.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
That's great advice. Absolutely. Do you mind if you just touch base again on one thing you said about, watching to see what videos are, driving subscribers and, seeing what topics work. And then you said, search those topics in YouTube and can you just clarify?
Yeah. So what I mean by that is, so it's actually, this is where it's a bit of an art and a science, but like, let's say, give me one topic that you're planning on covering for your YouTube channel.
Sure. Time relevant, how coronavirus can teach us compound interest.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so what I would do if I were you is basically I would make that video. I would see how it performs based on those 6 metrics that matter. So again, that's CTR, it's your retention, your watch time, your views, velocity, and subscribers. See how they perform. And then basically from there, if it does perform well, you basically go into the YouTube search bar in an incognito window and you search the same title. So you would search how coronavirus is teaching us about compound interest. You would search that in YouTube and you would also search it in Google. And then you basically see, okay, when I search this, what are the other topics that come up? Because not every video that comes up for that search topic is going to match that exact title, but it is going to be highly relevant to that same title. So that's going to give you a ton of ideas to create videos that are going to allow you to double down on that initial keyword or topic.
Right.
Yeah. So it's basically,
that's where my confusion lies, because I don't think people are Googling that phrase.
Right,
You
but
know,
you'd be
but
surprised. You'd be surprised because that's the thing is like they don't necessarily need to be Googling that exact phrase, but they could be Googling things like compound interest or coronavirus, financial effects, etc. And that's why the information in the video needs to be so highly relevant to the title. And the tags of your video are so important because the tags basically allow you to show up in multiple places for multiple variations of your keywords. So whether or not they're searching, because you have to remember too, your traffic is going to not just come from search. Search is just one aspect of it. And search, truly, the biggest aspect of search is that it's telling the algorithm that you have quality content because you're getting a bunch of engagement on the video. Therefore, they're going to push you higher in the search rankings. And that's going to allow you to grow your channel faster because more cold traffic or people who don't know you yet are going to discover you through search. But if you do a good job with your videos and follow our system, you're also going to get pushed and suggested. And suggested is so based on related topics. Like you're not going to watch a cat video and then your video is going to show up next to it because your video is on a completely different category and topic. So that's the power of suggested. And that's the power of really understanding like the multiple variations that you can create off of one keyword. And my channel is a good example. Like I've talked about YouTube in so many different ways, but the way that I think about it is like, if I can just tackle this topic in all of these ways, then I'm the thing that people find every single time they look for anything YouTube related, you know? So, and I know there's a lot of people here who would probably say, yes, that's how I found you. So you have to kind of think about it as a spider web, and you have to think about the fact that people are going to find you in a variety of ways, and it's all based on your performance, which is why it all comes back to those metrics. Because if you have a high CTR, if you have all of those things, you're going to get more traction and you're going to get more eyeballs. And when you get more traction and engagement, then the algorithm says, this must be really good content. We're going to push it further inside of browse, inside of suggested, and also in the search results.
Understood. So, and if I understand you correctly, using like and let's say that example with text, it's one thing to say creating a household budget, but if I went further and more neat and niched it down to creating a household budget if you have more than 2 pets, is that kind of what you're talking about? How then it kind of might be recommended to people that are watching pet videos that might be interested in finance, and you kind of branch off into like a niche like that?
No, I'm more so saying like that's kind of the thing that you don't want to happen, right? Like you don't want your financial video to be showing up beside pet videos. And the only reason that would happen is if you didn't title your video appropriately and YouTube doesn't know where the heck to put you. So they don't know what to categorize you as. They don't know what topic you're covering on your channel or in that video. And so they're just kind of throwing you out wherever. So yeah, no, that's more so of like what you don't ideally want to happen. And it also, you have to remember too, is like the really sort of like nerdy aspect of this and the deeper aspect of this is as you start to build a channel, I know that your channel is going to be brand new, but as you start to build a channel, you start to create behaviors within the algorithm with your subscribers as well. So like, let's say people discover you based on your first video, or even if it's people that you've pushed to your channel from other platforms who may already know you, they are going to get fed more of your videos because they've watched that first video. So your subscriber base could be watching a cat video and then your video shows up next simply because the algorithm knows that they like your channel. And if you've got new content, they're going to send it to them first. So on that level, yes, that can happen. But in terms of growing your channel, you really want to make sure that the topics that you're choosing are allowing the algorithm to know exactly where to put you and exactly who to put you in front of via all of those methods. So the homepage, the browse, and the homepage, the search, and the suggested.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's okay if I don't know my niche, right? Because like, that topic that I mentioned is like very broad and educational, but then, a lot of people right now are wondering, who have stable employment, what do I do with my 401k?
Yeah, I mean,
having people come in and educate them.
Yeah, you kind of want to think about it as, and this is why I always say like YouTube really is a long play, because the ideal situation is you're going to cover every topic that your ideal avatar for your audience or your clients is going to be looking for. So that's the thing is like I made a video actually recently. It's called Don't Niche, or I think it's called, it's Stop Niching Down, Do This Instead.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of Yeah, that's kind of where you want to start is like look at those 3 levels of the funnel and figure out how you can make a variety of videos. So maybe you do 3 top of the funnel, 3 middle of the funnel, and 2 bottom of the funnel to grow your reach, but also to make videos that are highly relevant to maybe your exact target market. So that allows you to kind of hit all different levels with your first 8 test videos. But does that help?
Perfect.
Awesome. I'm going to move on to the
Absolutely.
next caller,
Thank
but I
you so
really
much,
appreciate you
Dawn.
calling in.
Yeah,
Thank
no, and
you.
I can't wait to hopefully. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. I hope to see you in YouTube for Bosses as well. Thank you so much. All right, we are going to answer another call. Hopefully this works. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Hey, my name's Frank Wood.
Hi, Frank, how are you?
I'm well. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course, what's your question?
So I bought your course thanks to Dan Maggs, the carb dodger.
Oh, awesome. I've never heard you as him referred to it that way, but I like it.
I'm a psychologist and I'm creating a channel, Mindset Oasis, just to help people establish a better oasis for their mindset at work, at home, and in relationships. And so I've been trying to add the subscribe button, and am not clear on how to do that. I've added it to YouTube. I just don't know how to get to show up in a video.
Are you talking about your branding watermark?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no,
so
I'm trying, but the subscribe button.
That should just naturally be on your channel. Do you? Wait, I'm sorry. Are you talking about the subscribe button that shows up on your videos, like on all of your videos, like on my video right now? Okay, yeah. So that's called the branding watermark. And so all you have to do is just Google branding watermark and my name, and a video will pop up, and that'll show you exactly how to do it.
Got it. All right.
Yeah,
well,
there you go.
For your help.
Thank you so much. Good luck with your channel.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. All right, next caller. Hello? Oh, hello. Is anyone there? I'm going to move on to the next caller because I don't think this person can hear me. So I'm just going to end that call. This is so funny, you guys. This is so strange to be able to do this. All right, I'm answering another call here.
Hello.
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 Hi there.
Hello.
Who's this?
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you.
Oh, it's Mike Goodrich.
Hi, Mike. How are you? Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for being here. What's your question?
Oh, you bet. Well, I have a new channel, and I'm a voice teacher, a singing teacher.
Oh, awesome.
So it's a rather huge niche. Yeah, and you were kind enough to answer an email of mine about 6 months ago, and when I was questioning whether I should do this or not. And yeah, I've got 6 videos out so far, and the first 4 were on pretty much strictly technique, and they're getting seen that much. And then a buddy of mine recommended I do a voice teacher reacts. So I did what's called a voice teacher reacts video to a singer that's very popular about 9 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that video has 66,000 views already on it.
Nice work.
And it has about, I don't know, 500 some odd comments, a bunch of likes, like almost 1,000, I think. And 2 days ago, I did the same kind of video on the same singer, and it's already got 40,000 views.
Nice.
Almost as many comments, over 500 some odd comments, and 99% a bunch of likes. I have all the stuff you recommend too, buddy, and the vidIQ and the keywords everywhere. So my question though, and yesterday I had 10 opt-ins onto my list.
Great.
Which was really, really cool, because I wasn't sure if those people would convert. So my first question is, should I just is this a really valid thing to do based on it's building the channel, it's building subscribe. Oh, by the way, I went from 189 subscribers to over 2,500
Yay!
in 9 days with
Nice.
crazy videos. Now, I don't know if these are people that will eventually buy anything or if they just like the videos. But the other thing that the main question, besides should I just keep doing these for a while to build my channel, is I want to try and get the others seen. But in the voice niche, I'm trying to stay between your 100 and 1,000 volume and under 100,000 in the search pool.
Yeah.
But I have spent hours, and hours, and I cannot get any words that would be titles of my videos that meet the criteria. I can get the volume okay, but I can't get the pool under millions.
So that's where you really, yeah. So that's, I'll kind of answer all the questions at once. Regarding the formula for the title, getting the search pool down really comes down to creating more of a long tail title. So that definitely is something to look into, because I've heard, believe me, I've worked with like over 7,000 people now doing this. And so I've heard so many people be like, I just can't find a topic that's going to fit this formula. And every single time I can find a topic that can fit the formula. So it does work. It does take time. It does take research, but that's the thing. And that's why we always emphasize research before you record, because it is the most important part of it. And 90% of YouTubers aren't doing that. And therefore they're not going to get seen by the right people. So it is the most labor intensive part of the process, which is funny because everybody thinks that's like the making the video part, but it's so not. And so I think it will work. You will find a title. It just takes some time. And also the fact that you've grown the channel so much has given you a boost of authority in the algorithm in such a short period of time. And so you can start going a little bit outside of that. So like for a channel of 2,500 subscribers, you slowly start to inch up those metrics in our system. And that's what we work with our clients on. Is like, if you have 2,500 subscribers, you've built this authority, you're getting that kind of velocity on your videos, you can go outside of that, that framework right now. And you can go more so between like, I would say 500 to 3,000 in the search volume. And then in the search pool, you'd want to keep it less than 500,000 ideally. So that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. But the other thing I'll say about this is, I think I mentioned this on the last call, but the don't niche video that I recently did kind of touches on what you're talking about right now. So the reaction as a vocal coach to a really popular singer, etc., that's a really great top of the funnel piece of content because it's growing your brand awareness a lot. Are the people that are watching these videos necessarily going to be buyers and going to become clients of yours right now? Probably not. So it's colder leads, but it's bringing in more of an audience. And so I would still do these videos because they're working. So I always say double down on what works, but you also want to mix in content that's more middle and bottom of the funnel. So your bottom of the funnel would be very, very specific to your exact client that you're looking to get, and more of like nitty gritty advanced details about vocal health and vocal coaching. And then middle of the funnel would again be like medium level tips, tutorials, tricks to complement the fact that you're bringing in all of these people. Because the thing is, if somebody's watching a video like this, they are most likely interested in vocal coaching. They just might not be at a place where they're ready to work with you yet. But like, I personally don't watch any videos that are related to a vocal coach reviewing a singer because I'm not a singer, believe me. So, so anybody who's watching that is somewhat interested. And that's why it's good to have it at the top of the funnel, because you're bringing in this big audience through the virality of it, which is awesome. And that's what the top of the funnel is for. But the middle and the bottom of the funnel are more specific to your actual ideal client, and they're going to convert better, meaning they're going to bring in more sales and clients and revenue for you, but they're not going to get that same virality, views, velocity that your top of the funnel videos are getting. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes complete sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, so you kind of want to keep a mix of all of them.
Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah, I really appreciate it. If I ask one more, which will be a very quick question.
Yes, of course.
I'm making one video a week, Wednesday now, and do you think that I should make more? I mean, I have enough time to make more of these voice teacher reacts videos. If they're gonna work like this, I could do more than one a week. Do you think that's wise, or do you think one a week is?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm a big believer that when you find something that works, you absolutely should just go for it. And if you have the capacity, I mean, at the end of the day, like I was saying to the very first caller, you really are the scientist behind your channel, and you're the scientist behind your success. So if you see that something is working, you have to create more content in order to see just how well it's going to work and how much you can make it with each video, and look at the metrics behind it, etc. And with each video you're putting out, I think of each of them as a machine that's going to be working for you to build the channel, build your brand awareness, and to get discovered by more people. So I would say 100%, if you have the capacity to do it, time to do it right now, for sure, give it a shot and make more of these videos.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thank you so much for the validation. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for doing this. This is fun to chat with you. I appreciate it, and I'll let you go on to the next person. And I really appreciate this. Thanks.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and great question. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, guys. Next up, I'm actually, you know what's really funny is I'm so shocked that the first couple of callers are men. Because everybody really thinks that it's only women who are on my channel. But I look at my metrics and I know that there's a pretty good split. But I do find it really funny. We haven't had a female caller yet. And the thing is, I'm not able to see who is calling in. So I can't tell. But I'm going to go to the next caller now, and we'll see what happens. Hello? Oh, hello? Can you hear me?
Hey, Sunny?
Hi. Oh my gosh, it's another dude. How's it going?
Hello, Sunny?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Oh, I'm not sure if you can
I
hear
can.
me. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh, hey there. Wow. Got a
Yeah.
delay.
Yeah, kind of a delay. How are you? What's your name? Oh, hello. Can you hear me? I'm going to have to move on to the next caller because I don't think you're able to hear me right now. So I'm going to move on. I'm so
Joe.
sorry.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, Joe, there we go. Can you hear me okay? Oh, this is so strange. I think there's a delay. I'm going to have to move on to the next one.
Yep,
I'm so
that's
sorry.
fine. There's a
Sorry.
delay.
Sorry. All right. Next caller. Hello?
Hello there.
Hi there. How are you? Oh, that was strange too. Hold on one second, guys. That person hung up on me. So let's answer another one. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, we have our first female caller. How are you?
Good. I am so excited.
I'm so excited. What's your name?
My name is Samantha, but
Hi,
I have
Samantha.
a single parent toolbox. Hi.
I'm so
Hello?
shocked. What's your question?
Okay, I have so many to ask you. Actually, this is actually funny, right?
Yeah, this is actually funny. I swear to God.
Oh my word, this is so awesome. I've just been finding you recently, and I think you are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Your business sense is so spot on, and it's incredible. I've actually been watching a few of your videos here, and I actually started using some things. I'm guessing my live video thing's behind here because I updated it to Chromecast. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm just going to pause it so I don't hear the other stuff in the background. So I completely think it's interesting, for starters, that you went from, because I did the opposite of you. See, I started my YouTube channel called Single Parents Toolbox. And right now I only have 20 subscribers, but that's totally okay. I basically am about giving tools and giving resources to other single parents, because I've been a single parent for over 5 years.
Wow.
And before that, I was really being a single parent to my child anyway, because I was literally doing all the work. And so I'm like, you know what? She makes a lot of sense. Why don't I make this a real thing? Why don't I turn this into an actual business instead of just doing a hobby on a YouTube channel? And so I got very down to business. I started doing my videos twice a week instead of just once a week. Started being more consistent about 2 weeks ago. I have also updated. I started an actual website called singleparentstoolbox.com. I'm able to now offer I'm kind of like playing around with a membership thing, but I can only offer like a 1-tier membership right now, because that's the type of hosting thing that I have. I started with GoDaddy. I was looking at trying to do a free one like you suggested in one of your videos. But then I noticed that in order to sell merchandise, I actually have to pay for the website. So I did that because I thought, you know what? If I'm not going to completely be all in on this, I'm not going to get anything accomplished. Because I think the way that you had your mindset, I don't think it was called your mindset video, but it was something about, you know, whatever you take into the universe, you end up taking that out into the universe. And
Yes, you are
I
basically
actually,
throwing it back. You're a mirror for the universe. Yes.
right. So I've been trying to change my thought process. And, you know, I don't know if that, like, because I think it more has to do with, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, if you keep having the wrong mindset, like, this is how I interpret it anyway, because I do have a faith, so, and I'm not going to go into that, of course, but I do think, like, that, you know, my Heavenly Father blesses me when I do the right choices, but, you know, if I don't have the right type of mindset, you know, whatever we think goes out into our actions, and so it totally makes sense to me in that respect, you know what I mean? Like a different angle on it. So
Totally.
my few questions that I have for you is, one, I started, I'm going to be doing a, sorry, Veronica. I'm going to be doing a trial course like you suggested, and it's on single parenting toddlers. And I was wondering if I do a 6-week course on it, like, I think the first thing to teach them is on development of, you know, the toddler before you go into potty training.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I just want to be respectful of the fact that we have a lot of people on the line, so I just want to make sure that we are able to answer the questions as quickly as possible. But when it comes to building out your course, how many other single parents have you spoken to in doing your research?
I've taken your advice. I've been going on the Facebook groups, and I've been getting a lot of feedback on potty training specifically. And so I've also gone into doing a lot more videos because I noticed that's also my highest ranking video is on potty training 4 months back ago. It has like 75 views.
Okay, so here's my thing. So here's some advice that's probably going to feel super counterintuitive for you. And anybody here who's hoping to create an online course, I'm going to say the same thing to all of you. You don't need to have a YouTube channel or YouTube content to have a really successful program. And I actually am not a big fan of starting a YouTube channel and putting content out there when you don't know exactly what the outcome is of your program and exactly what your curriculum is of your program, and you don't know that you haven't gotten results yet for people. The reason I say that is because YouTube really is this evergreen sales machine. It can bring in sales for you, revenue for you, and clients for you all day long, but it doesn't work until you really do know who you're attracting and what the outcome of your program is. And so it takes a lot of time and effort to create YouTube videos. And the best way to do it is to know exactly who you're trying to attract, so therefore they're going to convert higher. So our process of when we work with our clients and we see so much success with it is that when we get them to launch their programs and pre-sell them before they even build them, they're selling them without YouTube. They may not even have a YouTube channel at that point. And they're just using what we call profitable content via other methods. So that is direct messaging people. It's Facebook groups, it's Facebook pages, it's lives, it's Instagram posts, it's Instagram lives. It's email marketing. So those are the strategies because we call those on demand, and they're very sort of like short-term hits of results. And so we have people, I mean, we had one woman yesterday, she let me know she's done 10K since she joined our program, the Authority Accelerator, 3 weeks ago, and she hasn't even built her course. And she's brought in new clients steadily since she started just using that without even having the YouTube presence. So I think it's really important to understand that you don't want to put the cart before the horse. And you don't want to start creating all this content on YouTube and not knowing exactly who your ideal client is, what they want to achieve, and what the hero outcome is of your program. So you always want to start with the end and work backwards. So you want to reverse engineer what's the outcome that people really need and want from your program and work backwards from there. So that would be my suggestion to you is and even, you mentioned you had gotten the website and you want to sell merch and all this stuff. For me, and this is just me being completely honest, for me, merchandise is a whole other business and it's going to distract you from the core of getting your clients results. So I am a big believer in keeping things lean when you're starting your business in terms of reducing complexity, keeping things as simple as possible, reducing your overhead and costs as much as possible. Because until you have a proven model that's actually making money, then you don't need to be spending a lot of money right now, because it's an information business, which is the beautiful thing about online businesses. It doesn't take a lot of money to get them off the ground and get them started. But the biggest currency that you have right now that you need to be tapping into is you have to be talking to as many people as possible who are potentially your ideal clients, because that's the only way to know what they need from you, what their pain points are, what their desires are, what the outcome is that they're after. That is what is most vital for you right now to be focusing on. I would be touching anything else. I wouldn't be thinking about anything else. And if you want to sort of like go deeper on this, I would highly recommend watching my training. So it's sunnylenarduzzi.com/evergreen sales machine. And it breaks this down in even more detail of how to tackle creating your program and launching your program before you've built it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's actually what I was trying to base everything off of, and that's why I'm trying to do the trial course first, like you mentioned in that video. But I've actually been thinking about maybe doing your membership program instead, but I'm not really sure how much it costs or anything like that.
Well, memberships are a little tricky too, and I'll just give my feedback on that as well. Memberships are a little bit tricky because it reduces your cash flow and your capital at the beginning when you're starting your business, because people are paying a small incremental amount every month. Therefore, you're not getting steady cash flow up front. And the bigger issue with membership too is that there's a really tough thing to navigate when it comes to retaining your clients, because in a membership, if there's a low barrier to entry, people are most likely going to drop off after a couple months if they're not getting the value that they need. So memberships are a good model for some people, but they're also a very challenging model for a lot of people. And they do reduce your cash flow as the business owner, which for me is the most important thing, because when you have cash flow and when you have runway, meaning that you have money in the bank to basically cover your costs for the next 3, 6, 12 months, that allows you to make really good decisions as a business owner, and it allows you to reinvest back into the business, to grow a team, to build the support, and to up level all of your programs and offerings, and have the space to do that because you're able to sustain and afford a team as well. So memberships are something that people think are a quick fix, but they're actually something that can be really challenging for a lot of people.
Okay, so let me see if I understand you correctly. So what you're telling me is maybe I should start by just really focusing more on the trial course and doing research on what people want a little bit more than what I've already been doing then, right?
Yeah, you should know exactly what that's exactly what you need to know exactly what they need and want. Also, have you applied for the Authority Accelerator program?
I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I'm a little worried. Well, I shouldn't say that because, bad for the universe. I am thinking about investing into that. I just wanted to get, look into it a little bit further and look at the information, because I'm definitely interested. I really am serious about this. My training, I know you don't think that a lot of people pay full attention to your videos, but I honestly do. I've been using
I appreciate that training. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Yeah, and we actually just we just sent out a survey to all of our paying clients, and basically we're asking them about the programs and just getting information, etc. And we asked, what's the biggest difference between paid and free content? And the thing with our paid content is that you're getting every single piece of the puzzle. I can't cover everything in my free content. So in the paid content, you're getting every single piece of the puzzle. You're getting every single step-by-step. I really, and this is not me trying to sell you, I'm just saying when people are trying to launch a program and they're trying to build an online business and they're trying to do it based on, just sort of piecing things together, it's really hard to do. Whereas the Authority Accelerator, people get results so fast. We had a guy join last week who had been trying to build a program for so long, and he just made his first sale of $997 yesterday. He literally joined last Friday, and he's already made his first sale without building a program, building a course, etc. And that happens a lot. So we also just had a client today do $145,000 in revenue this last month from YouTube. So for his paid program. So it works really well, and I think if you want to cut the pain of trying to do this yourself and cut the frustration of trying to piece this together yourself, I would say 100% you definitely should apply. So it's sunnylenarduzzi.com/apply if you do want to apply.
Okay, so I sound like somebody that you would definitely accept into that program then, right?
Well, we do need to get information first. We don't accept everyone into the program, but if you fill out the application, then we'll be able to tell you best next steps for you.
Okay, sounds good. And one more thing, could you maybe do a video on like how to add those like thumbnail pictures into your video content? Because I think that's an amazing idea.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
actually
want to be able to start doing that in my video.
That's actually inside the program as well. That's just editing. It's really easy to do. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I will look into applying for that then. I just
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. And thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Sunny.
you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. All right, let's take the next caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. What's your name?
So my name's Tanya, but my YouTube is collecting fireflies.
Cute. And what's your question, Tanya?
I'm just gonna get right to it. So I want to help people with their goals. My friends had told me that I'm really good with long-term goals, no matter what they are. Like I recently hiked the Appalachian Trail, and that was, anyways. So I wanted to help other people accomplish their goals, and I'm not sure really where to start, because I've had some people say, "Oh, you need to niche down," but like I don't know what to niche down on when I don't know what people are interested in. So I was wondering if you had any tips.
I do. You need to talk to people. Seems real simple, but that's the biggest thing. So that's a big part of the research process is you have to, if your friends are telling you you're really good at long-term goal setting, you should start asking them questions about like, well, what is it in particular that I said that really helped you achieve your goals? Or what was it about maybe my process or my thinking or the verbiage that I used that helped you do that? Was there a particular tip that I shared with you that was really helpful? So that's where I would start with your family and friends. And then I'd also try and get involved in every free Facebook group out there that has to do with goal setting and just pay attention to the comments, pay attention to the content that gets the most engagement. And that's going to give you a lot of ideas as well. Same thing with YouTube channels. Are there big YouTube channels out there that talk about goal setting? I know there are. So you should be going there and seeing which topics are getting the most virality and the most views on them as well, because that gives you some good content ideas too. But the biggest thing, and I mentioned this earlier, is whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's a business, etc., the most important thing you need to do is work backwards. You have to work from what is my goal and my intention with this channel? What do I want to help my viewers achieve? Or if you have a business, what do I want to help my clients achieve? What's the hero outcome that I'm trying to get them to? Work backwards from there. And that's how you plan out your content. That's how you plan out, you know, what's in your videos, etc. Because then you know that it's filling a demand. You know that there are people searching for this on YouTube or watching videos on this on YouTube or reading books and buying books on Amazon about this. You know that there are people in your life that have questions about these topics. And if there's one person in your life who does, most likely there's a lot more people out there on the internet that do as well. So that's really the thing, is that's why I really harp on you have to research before you record, because if you don't, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and you don't know what kind of content to make, who's going to want to see it, what do they actually need from you, what topics to cover, etc. So doing that research first is so valuable because it's going to maintain the success of your channel a lot longer than just trying to, you know, throw spaghetti at the wall and make up topics on the go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I would just start looking around. I was just basically just start typing in like long-term goal setting into Google and YouTube and see what resources come up, what influencers come up, and start doing the research on what content really works well for that kind of an audience.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you because I know there's a lot of people waiting to talk to you. So thank you for your advice.
I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yep.
Bye. All right, next caller. I think we're going to do 2 more callers, maybe 3. And we'll try and keep these as efficient as possible because I know there's a lot of people here and I would love to talk to all of you. And we'll just have to do this again. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Brittany.
Hi, Brittany. How's it going?
Good. My husband and I are both in your Youth for Bosses program, and
Oh,
I
thank
have
you.
a question for both of us, but they'll be really quick. The first one is I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I can only work during like nap times, and I have a ton of ideas. So I was wondering, at what point do you recommend like switching over to hiring an editor so that I can focus what little time I have on content creation instead of spending all this time on editing?
Oh, such a good question. So I do believe, like I said earlier, in keeping things lean, but that also comes down to like making sure that your mental space is as lean as possible too, so that you're not doing things that are outside of your genius zone. So if you have the means to be able to afford an editor, and when I first got started on my channel, I was editing my own videos for a very long time, and then my first person that I hired to edit my videos was just off of Fiverr. And I paid $20 a video to have them just do very simple edits. So that's definitely an option and an avenue if you can afford that. If not, my advice is always to basically get your channel to a place where it's generating revenue and enough revenue to cover the cost of having to hire an editor. That's kind of my opinion on both. So you could start doing it right away if you can afford it. And that's going to free up time to be able to help you focus on the research part of it and actually doing what's in your genius zone, which is creating the content. Or you can wait until you start to generate the revenue and then bring on an editor. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Cool.
And my one other quick question is for going live and streaming, like what streaming software do you recommend where you can like share your screen, or how you go about sharing your screen when you're doing a live video?
Yeah, so I love Ecamm. Ecamm's my absolute favorite. And I think it's the best option to go live, particularly on YouTube, just because it's got amazing functionality and it's also super easy to use. So you can share your screen, you can pull up graphics, you can show the chat and like the comments in real time as well. So that's what I always turn to for my live streams.
Ecamm sounds good. Thank you so much. That's our 2 questions.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. And thanks for being in YouTube for Bosses. Also, if you're looking for an editor, we have so many editors in our private Facebook community for YouTube for Bosses that you can totally just do a post and people will definitely be willing and ready to help.
Sounds good. Yes, we love your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. All right, next caller. Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Thanks for being here. Hello. Also, if you're looking for an editor, we have so many editors. Oh, I can hear myself. Sorry, guys, I had to hang up on that one because I could hear the feedback. So if you are going to be calling in, make sure you're wearing headphones so I can't hear myself just because it creates this crazy feedback. So go to the next caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hi there. Who's this?
Hello, this is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Spain.
Oh my gosh, how are you? That's amazing.
Far away. I'm good. Yeah. I just want to say very quickly, thank you for your videos. They're very motivating and inspirational for me. I have a question. I am a content manager, and I've been working at this fashion brand for women's clothes. And as much as I'm getting the brand to reach and followers and getting more audience on the Instagram page, how would you recommend to actually get the audience off Instagram and onto our website and buy the clothes?
Yeah, I mean, how many followers do you have on the Instagram account?
14,000.
Okay, that's good. That's great. So I think the biggest thing is making sure, are you using the functionality on Instagram where you actually can have people like shop the pictures? So if you post a picture of something,
yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So that's a good start. The second thing is, I was actually doing this conversation with another client the other day, and the biggest thing is that we often get distracted by brand and followers and creating pretty visuals versus doing what every business needs to do most is generate sales. Because if you're not generating sales, then you don't really have a business. So the biggest thing in driving your traffic from any platform to your store, your website, etc., is making sure that you have a call to action that's very clear on every single post. So on every single post, at some point, you should say, you know, this is available on our website, click the link in our bio. And people also, you need to remember, don't use Instagram all the time. And there's a lot of people that are still pretty new to it. So you have to remind them and educate them on how to use the platform and where to find the links, etc. I would also ensure that on every single day on your story, you're also sending people directly to specific items of clothing. So you don't want them just going to the website. I would have them also go directly to that specific item of clothing. And the other piece of it, I think, is involving your audience in buying decisions for the store and the clothing that you're bringing in, because you can almost sort of pre-sell your items by getting a gauge of what they like the most. So you could do polls, or you could do Instagram lives when you're actually like basically finding inventory that you're wanting to bring into the store. And you can ask the audience of like, which one of these do you like the best? And then when you bring them in, you would then let them know on Instagram, be like, we have limited supply, but we brought in the item that you all really liked. And that's going to lead to this surge of sales and this basically this urgency for people to buy from you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So I basically would just say every single thing you do has to have a call to action on it. And also the biggest thing is involving your audience in the entire process before you even bring something into the store. And also doing some things that you have like as a limited edition launch or a limited edition item that you're bringing in, because that's going to also drive that surge and that influx of people wanting to buy from you. And the other thing I would say too is, have you guys set up an email list? Okay, great. Great. So I would be getting every single person who's following you on Instagram to join that email list some way, somehow. And also reaching out to any of your top buyers and like top audience members who do buy from the store and are consistently buying from you. I would send them a note as soon as you get new stock in. And you could even set up some sort of deal or trade with them where you could say, you know, you can come in and have an X amount discount on our clothes, but we need you to come in and share this on your Instagram profile. Like if you have any sort of influential people who buy from you, who have a following on Instagram, that's something you can do. Companies and brands have done that with me before. And it's super powerful because it allows you to extend your brand reach and also show people buying the item in the store, which is going to encourage others to do the same.
Okay, right. Thank you so much.
That's my pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Have a lovely day.
You too. You too. All right, next caller. Oh, I think that, hello? Hello.
Hello, Sonny.
Hello, who's this?
This is Doug Smith in Atlanta.
Hi, Doug.
You do have a couple of female followers we see. Fine.
Yes, we do. That's good. That's too funny. How's
Quick
it going?
question for you,
what's your
because
question?
I know you want to be expedient here. My wife has a channel that I manage for her. We have purchased your YouTube for Bosses program.
Congrats,
we put
awesome.
out a decent amount of We put out a decent amount of content, probably 25 videos or so, and we are creating some products to sell. A program which we will be testing following your advice, and she has a couple books out, and we're doing audio versions of those. My question for you is, we're not generating any real interest. We have like 38 subscribers, and honestly, probably 30 of those came from the YouTube for Bosses group.
Okay.
Where we go on and share and collaborate. So at what point do you need to evaluate and say, either the channel's not going to work or the presentation of the content is not good enough? It's health and wealth life strategies, and she's been advising and mentoring people for 20 years. We know the content is needed, and people love her, but I'm trying to determine sort of what the next steps are in terms of driving an audience.
Right. Okay. So when you say she's been mentoring people for 20 years, has that been through like a coaching program, or how has she been doing that?
Yes, it's just personal coaching that she does for people.
Okay, got it.
I mean, she's spoken all over the world. Yeah, she speaks to the University of Alabama Business College and leadership groups. But in terms of developing a new audience, obviously, I say all the time to people, oh, Sonny says this or Sonny says that, because I watch everything you put out.
Thank you very much. What's the name of your channel?
It's Linda Lee Smith. It's Linda with a Y. Linda Lee Smith. That's the name of the channel.
Okay, I'm just looking it up right now.
So it's okay.
Yeah, sorry, you were going to say something else there. Go ahead.
I was just saying that, it's Linda on camera. She's on the channel. She's on television all the time. She's been on radio all the time. So it's not a question of the quality. It's just a question of you can't answer that question, but so what's the next step if you're not growing, but following all the things. I do the research. I have keywords everywhere, TubeBuddy, everything. But I'm just frustrated with the growth.
So when did you start the channel?
I'm sorry?
When did you start the channel?
Probably 4 or 5 months ago.
Sorry, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yes.
Okay, so for some reason I can't pull up the channel right now. My internet's just being funny, so I can't see. But so you started 4 or 5 months ago. I think the biggest thing is that, does she have an audience elsewhere? Like, does she have a following on any other platforms? Or is YouTube where you guys are starting basically online?
She has a minimal following on Instagram. It's like, I don't know, 1,700.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that it's nothing huge, but that's still a lot more than the subscriber base you have on YouTube right now. So I think the biggest thing is understanding that you need to be pushing the audience that you do have on other platforms over to YouTube. Also, if she's still continuing to speak, and obviously travel is not an option right now, but if she's doing speaking engagements, she should be promoting the channel everywhere she goes, to tell people to subscribe. And then the other piece is, honestly, I wish that I could see your channel right now, because I'm for some reason not able to open it. But I would say the biggest piece as a guest is probably that the content is just not hitting the mark right now. So the quality of the content truly doesn't matter that much. It's the value of what you're saying in the content, which I know she would definitely have a lot of really great things to say, but you may not be hitting the right topics to have people discover you in the algorithm, or painful enough topics for people to want to click on the videos. So it always comes down to content. So in my opinion, there's no way a channel doesn't work. Like, it's just not a thing. The only reason a channel doesn't work is if you just don't pick the right topics, and if you're not putting the effort to pay attention to your metrics. So even with the content that you put out there, I would be paying close attention to which videos have more views and more velocity than the average video on your channel. Whether that's like one video got 20 views and the rest of them got 7, that video with the 20 views is giving you good indications that's a topic that your audience is more interested in. So biggest thing is truly, honestly, you have to pay attention to your metrics. If you're not paying attention to your metrics, you're not going to grow the channel. And the other piece of it would be to basically reverse engineer the outcome of what she provides when she's coaching people, and the steps that she takes to get them to the outcome that they're trying to achieve. And every single piece of that should be related to a content topic that you're creating on YouTube, because that creates profitable content that that people are paying for currently from her. And if someone's looking up that topic, they're probably an ideal client as well. So really it comes down to content strategy, and it comes down to knowing your ideal audience member and ideal client like the back of your hand. Because at the end of the day, like we have clients who have less than 100 subscribers but are doing 10K a month in revenue in their programs, because they're hitting it on the head of who exactly they're trying to attract. And their videos are generally getting more views than they necessarily have subscribers, which really is the benchmark of a brand new channel. To see if you're successful, your video should have more views than you have subscribers. That's the biggest thing. So the reason that I always say like YouTube is kind of like the last piece of the puzzle when you're creating a program is because if you know what pain points that you need to address in your content, you can create that content via live videos. You can do it through Instagram posts. You can do it in many different ways. And if her audience is big on Instagram, I would be leveraging that right now and testing content ideas there to see how powerful they are and if they actually convert. And then if they work on Instagram, then you basically take that topic and use that title, or find the right titling using our system, and then put it onto YouTube later. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. And we will probably join and the Authority Accelerator. It's just that then the process has been so slow, and following the other ideas is I'm beginning to wonder if we're just in a niche that is so populated and so full, and I know that we are, that it's going to be difficult to make an impact.
I don't agree though. I think it's actually going to be easier than you think, especially if she's got 20 years of experience doing this. I think you're just missing the like step-by-step strategy of how to do this. And inside the program, we give you something called the 30-day cash flow plan. And we have had clients without an audience at all who have leveraged that to pay off the investment of the program within the first month. So it's just knowing exactly what you need to do and knowing how to do it using the templates that we've created and using the templates that I've used to build my business to multiple 7 figures a year, which is everything we've put inside of the Authority Accelerator program as well.
Cool. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
No
Have a good day. Bye. Awesome, you guys. I wish that I could take everybody's call right now. I really, really do. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, can you let me know in the comments below and let me know if you want to do this again? It's been really fun to be able to actually talk to you. This is so cool. So thank you for being here. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. We'll keep it on the channel so you guys can take a look at this later and watch the replay. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, we'll definitely do it again. I appreciate you guys being here and paying attention throughout the whole thing too, and also for asking such great questions. I know I have an amazing community. This just further proved it to be able to talk to all of you. So thank you guys so much for being here. Share this if it was helpful for you with your audience on all your social platforms. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified every single time that we post a new video, and make sure to hit that like button as well. Thank you so much, you guys. You are awesome. I appreciate you being here, and I will talk to you all